I interviewed 100 successful men, CEOs, entrepreneurs, high earners. I asked them all the same question: what's your #1 life hack? I expected a bunch of different answers. Business strategies, morning routines, networking tactics, but 89 of them said the exact same thing. And it has absolutely nothing to do with business. What's the one decision that changed your life trajectory? If you could only keep one daily habit, what would it be? What do you credit most for your success? What separates you from people who struggle? What would you tell your 25-year-old self to focus on? I was on a mission, determined to find a pattern, some hidden thread connecting these high performers. I spent months asking these questions to men at the top of their game. Men in sharp suits, closing deals in high-rise offices, entrepreneurs in cafes, sketching out their next big idea, executives grabbing a coffee before a board meeting. I recorded every answer, searching for the key. At first, the responses seemed all over the place. I got answers about meditation, about reading, about waking up early. But as I kept going, a shocking pattern started to emerge. A pattern so consistent, I thought it had to be a coincidence, but it wasn't. The investigation started to get interesting. I began sorting through hours of footage, and the same theme kept popping up. One guy told me working out changed everything for me. Another said building muscle was the foundation. Then I heard physical training gave me the discipline I needed for business, and getting in shape was the first domino to fall. The more I listened, the clearer it became. I started a tally, and the numbers were staggering. It wasn't about a specific business book or a secret investment strategy. The overwhelming answer, the one that 89 out of the 100 men gave me, was physical training. Specifically, building muscle. 89%. Let that sink in. Out of the remaining responses, 7% mentioned morning routines that, when I dug deeper, also included some form of physical training. Only 4% talked about other habits that had no connection to fitness. The data was undeniable. So the question wasn't asterisk what asterisk they were all doing. The question was asterisk why asterisk? Why does this one habit have such a profound impact? I dove into the science, and it all started to make sense. Neurologically, intense exercise floods your brain with something called BDNF, which is basically a growth factor for your brain cells. It boosts your ability to learn, improves your memory, and sharpens your decision-making. Psychologically, it's about starting your day with a win. When you do something hard first thing in the morning, like a tough workout, you prove to yourself that you're capable. That discipline doesn't just stay in the gym. It bleeds into every other area of your life. Physiologically, the benefits are obvious but profound. You have more energy throughout the day, you sleep better at night, and your hormones, like testosterone and cortisol, are better regulated, making you more resilient to stress. And socially, let's be honest, first impressions matter. Walking into a room with confidence and physical presence gives you an unspoken advantage. People who are fit often attract other ambitious, fit people. It's a network effect. But let's move beyond the science and look at the real stories. I spoke with an entrepreneur who told me, I was struggling in my business for 2 years, just couldn't get it off the ground. I started training at 6 a.m. every day. Within 6 months, my revenue doubled. It wasn't because of the muscles, it was because I became the person who shows up, who doesn't quit, who does hard things. Then there was the executive. He said, I got promoted twice in 1 year after getting in shape. My boss told me later, you just carried yourself differently. You had more executive presence. The muscles were just the visible proof of the invisible qualities I was building. I also met a guy who completely changed his career path. I was stuck in a job I hated, he said. Building muscle gave me the confidence to take risks. I quit and started my own company. The gym taught me I could do hard things, so I went out and did them. And it's not just for older guys. A 28-year-old running a 7-figure business told me, "Everyone asks for my secret." It's simple. I prove to myself at 5 a.m. every single day that I'm not average. That mindset bleeds into everything I do. Now, you might be thinking, what about the other 11 men? The ones who didn't immediately say fitness was their secret? That's a great question, and I looked into it. What I found was that most of them were already incredibly fit. For them, it was such an ingrained part of their lives, like brushing their teeth, that they didn't even think to mention it as a hack. When I followed up with them, almost all of them confirmed that their physical health was non-negotiable. In the end, out of the 100 successful men I interviewed, only 2 were visibly out of shape. That means 98% of the top performers I talked to were in good physical condition. The correlation is impossible to ignore. So here's the ultimate connection, the mechanism that ties it all together. Building muscle is the most efficient self-improvement multiplier that exists. Think about it. It's one single habit that improves your health, which is obvious. But it also skyrockets your energy, making you more productive. It builds rock-solid confidence, which opens doors to better opportunities. It forges discipline that transfers to your work, your relationships, your finances, everywhere. It enhances your appearance, giving you a social and professional advantage. And most importantly, it rewires your mindset, proving to yourself on a daily basis that you can transform, that you can do hard things. It's not that having muscles automatically makes you successful. It's that the asterisk process, asterisk of building muscle, builds the asterisk character asterisk that creates success. Every single successful person I interviewed understood this, either consciously or instinctively. So here's my challenge to you. Don't just take my word for it, and don't just take their word for it. Test it for yourself. 89 out of 100 successful men told me the exact same thing. They're not wrong. If you're ready to stop wondering and start building, if you want the systematic approach to building that foundational character, the exact training, nutrition, and mindset protocol, that's what Level 300 is. It's the compressed wisdom of those 89 men packaged into a step-by-step system for you to follow. Because you can keep wondering why some people succeed while you stay stuck. Or you can start building the foundation that everything else in your life will be built on. The choice is yours. The link is below.